Could the Vikings trade down in the draft? All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Onebar with Lupagus. Did a video yesterday if the Vikings could trade up. Now we're going to talk a little bit maybe if the Vikings could trade down.
Yeah, everybody wants to trade down, get more picks. So the Vikings actually do that. Who are some guys who could be on the board, who could be their first round pick in that scenario? Before we do that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. We are over 6,500. Hashtag 7,000. Make it happen. Drop it in the comments, and we'll be doing a hell of a giveaway when we get to that point, hopefully before draft day.
Absolutely, we'll be doing giveaway. Let's get to 7K. So before we get into the names, I looked at the trade value chart just to give a little bit of a see what we could possibly get, and I just picked 20 just for the hell of it. Go back 8 spots. So if we were to go back to say pick 20, we'd probably be getting a third, maybe a fourth as well, or maybe we get a second and then maybe a late rounder, or maybe we give up a late rounder too. So definitely some value there. So if there's some bunch of guys on the board, or maybe all of our guys are gone, I'd be all for trading down.
Well, let's not forget the Vikings did this last year. They moved from 13 down to what, 23, 24 to get Christian Darrisaw. So
got our boy.
They got an extra third round pick in the process, and maybe something later, maybe something this year. I don't even know what X was thrown in there, but it worked. So still got a hell of a player, and maybe they'll do that again. So let's look at some options if they do move down from 12. And the first one I want to start with is a guy who, not filling a major need for the Vikings, but if you move to the ass end of round 1, maybe all the tier offensive linemen are gone, maybe all the corners are picked clean. Like, who the hell are we going to take? Who you take? You take Lewis Cine, the safety from Georgia. This guy's a big hitter, 6'2", 199 pounds. He ran a 4.3 740 at the combine. This guy can absolutely fly. And I guess he interviewed very, very well, just showing how damn smart he is and how well he knows the ball, how much he loves the game. But 73 tackles last year, an interception, 9 pass breakups. This guy can be a playmaker in the secondary and a hell of a good value, I think, late in the first round.
Yeah. I'd be fine with it, I guess. I'm really love me some Jalen Petrie. So this one would probably be a pick that would just be like, all right, fine, whatever, and I'd get over it pretty quick. But not huge. When I look at his NFL comparison, it's Anthony Harris.
I saw that. It was Anthony Harris.
Freaking Harris. But he is a big hitter, and that Georgia defense was fantastic. So
yeah, I like Petrie as well, but my concern with him is I don't know if he played so many different positions in college. I'm not sure where he's going to end up in the NFL. If that's going to be safety, corner, or linebacker. Who knows where he's going to be? But yeah, definitely another guy who could be in the mix there at the ass end of round 1.
All right, well, let's stick in the secondary. Let's go to that Clemson cornerback that we all love, Andrew freaking Booth.
Andrew Booth, this is an interesting guy. Early in the draft season, he was kind of considered one of the top players in this entire class. He's fallen down a little bit here. I still think he's widely considered a first round, but more the back end of the first round. You got to love his length. He's got long, lanky arms, can play that outside. He's fast enough. He did just have some core surgery that's not supposed to affect when he's going to be available. But teams don't like that. And the other thing with Andrew Booth, this guy is a ball hawker, but he will take some chances. He'll jump on routes early. That can burn him. He's got a little bit of Jackrabbit to him. So Jackrabbit Jenkins, if you don't know who I was talking about, he's got a little bit of Jackrabbit Jenkins to him. But I also think he could make a plenty of big plays. So there's going to be some give and take there. So if we move back and Booth was the top corner on the board, I'd be fine with taking him.
Yeah, I mean, the only way we move back from this is if Sauce Gardner's gone, Stingley's gone, and McDuffie's gone. But it's very possible that they could be gone. So if we were to trade back and still get Booth, that would be, out of the guys we're going to talk about, this would probably be best case scenario for me. And when I say trade back, I'm right in that 20 range, 18 to 22. And I don't want to go all the way back to like 31.
Booth could be one of those guys that's surprising and comes off earlier than expected, but I do think his range is like between 20 and 29, somewhere in there. So you move back there and get this guy, I think potentially he would be starting for you. I mean, right now, the way the corner says he would be starting. And again, there may be some really bad plays, but also some really good with Andrew Booth. And that may just be the way his career goes. But
last couple drafts, we always see cornerback position, some guy that just usually like, he's on the cusp of being a late round 1, mid round 2 guy. We're always seeing them go much earlier. So Booth could definitely be that guy.
And remember now, the Seattle Seahawks are picking at 9, and that is the wild card of the draft. Anything
Well,
goes there.
I love the fact that Seahawks are picking before us because it will probably be completely disgusting.
All right, let's move down again. Another guy the Vikings could look at if they trade down. There's been talk they could go Jordan Davis at 12 if he is not there and they really want to bolster the interior of their defensive line. Move back a little bit and look at the UConn big man, Travis Jones.
Travis Jones, adding him to that defensive line with Phillips, Tomlinson. I'm actually warming up to the fact of adding another defensive lineman in round 1, an impact player. The fact that we have Zadarius Smith now, Jordan Hicks. I like it. I don't think Travis Jones is a guy that's going to light up the stat sheet by any means, but he's going to do some dirty work and make some room for these other guys to get after it.
You look at him, he's 6'5", 333 pounds, and he had 8.5 sacks in college in his career, so he can push the interior of the pocket, can create that interior pass rush, but he's going to eat up a lot of space, free up these linebackers. You take him, put him in the middle, put Harrison Phillips outside, put Delvin Thomas on their side. That's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. This defense will be nice little 180. We got one more guy on the offensive line, though.
We do have one more guy, and a guy I think this is tricky now. I don't think he can move down too far. I don't know if you can get this guy at 20. He seems like his stock is just up. And if he is actually the first interior offensive lineman off the board, even ahead of Linderbaum, I wouldn't be too shocked. This guy has just nailed his draft season. I mean, everything he's done, he's just he's on the best of lists. Nothing but positive buzz around Zion Johnson. A guy I think you plug in from Minnesota Vikings. He's day one starting right guard. He also did take some snaps at center, so that's also a potential landing spot for him on your O-line. But Zion Johnson, 6'3", 312 pounds, tough, strong, athletic. There's really nothing bad to say about this guy. He's just an instant starter and one of the safest picks in this draft.
And just like Andrew Booth, like you said, this could be a guy that comes off a lot earlier than we expect. I love the fact that he took some snaps at center. I definitely think he'll probably be a guard in the NFL, but between Wyatt Davis taking snaps at center, Zion Johnson taking snaps at center, I like the mix of it where they can give old Bradbury a run for their money. But Zion Johnson, like Andrew Booth, would be if we were to trade back and get him.
Yeah, get those guys and an extra pick. That's a very wet first day of the draft. Very
wet, soaking wet. So those are our 4 guys. We want to know in the comments below, who would you be comfortable trading back for? And these guys we listed, who makes you sick?
Who makes you absolutely disgusting? Remember this too, in Queensland. I don't know where the hell it is. I think it's in Australia. Maybe our friend from Australia can confirm that. It's illegal to own a pet rabbit unless you can prove you're a magician.